Singapore, where East meets West in glass and steel. The perfect ecosystem for financial innovation and predation alike. The evolutionary pressure of the post-Istanbul landscape had pushed Chimera toward this crucible of commerce, a jurisdiction where regulation and opportunity achieved rare balance. The perfect environment for something transformative to take root. The hunt had shifted hemispheres, tracking Chimera from European origins to Asian deployment. Intelligence fragments from Zurich pointed to Singapore not as temporary refuge, but as strategic selection. The next phase in Chimera's evolution, requiring specific conditions found only in this unique convergence of Eastern and Western financial frameworks. Singapore's approach to financial regulation represented evolution in action. Adaptive, responsive, balancing innovation and security with pragmatic efficiency. The aftermath of Istanbul had accelerated reforms already underway, creating new protocols for system resilience that Chimera now appeared to be testing. Official channels provided access, but imposed constraints. Jensen's position allowed legitimate entry into Singapore's financial security apparatus, but required careful curation of intelligence. The full nature of Chimera, its connection to Katerina Novak, its evolution from the Istanbul Code, remained compartmentalized, shared only through shadow networks. The lesson of Istanbul applied. No single approach sufficient. While Jensen navigated official cooperation, Viper penetrated the private sector through her established position in financial security consultation. Different entry points, converging objectives. The methodology evolved for hybrid threats requiring hybrid response. Beneath the visible architecture of finance lay its true foundation, data centers processing millions of transactions hourly. Singapore had implemented specific structural changes after Istanbul, creating separation between systems that prevented cascading failure. Compartmentalization as immunological response to systemic vulnerability. The systemic immune response was impressive, but predictable. Enhanced firewalls, human oversight of automated processes, segregation of critical functions, all logical adaptations to known threat vectors. What remained uncertain was how Chimera had evolved to circumvent these specific protections. The Predator's adaptation to prey's defensive evolution. Recognition functions at multiple levels. Beneath conscious analysis, pattern matching occurs at intuitive depth. Something in Singapore's enhanced security architecture echoed elements seen in Chimera's systems, either convergent evolution or, more concerning, evidence of shared design. The troubling possibility that Chimera's adaptations had been specifically engineered to target Singapore's particular defenses. Singapore's vertical integration of natural and built environments provided perfect cover for sensitive exchange. Public enough to avoid suspicion, designed for privacy with invisibility. The convergence of their separate intelligence streams revealing a clearer picture of Chimera's evolution and intention. Chimera had evolved beyond conventional operational structure, no longer centralized but distributed across multiple legitimate enterprises. Partial presence in diverse ventures, providing both cover and redundancy. The organizational equivalent of distributed computing. No single point of failure, the entity existing across multiple physical and digital locations simultaneously. The most valuable modern commodity isn't data, but expertise. The human knowledge of how systems function, how protections operate, how vulnerabilities can be identified. Katerina's recruitment efforts focused on regulatory expertise, particularly individuals with direct knowledge of post-Istanbul security implementations. The evolutionary advantage of insider perspective applied to outsider objectives. Colonial architecture preserved within ultra-modern Singapore created perfect operational environments, spaces where old methodologies remained viable within new contexts. Ibrahim's academic cover provided mobility unavailable to Jensen's official position or Viper's corporate role. The third point in their operational triangle now activated. The academic perspective provided crucial context. What appeared as random market fluctuations revealed pattern when viewed through appropriate analytical framework. Chimera wasn't just establishing presence, but conducting distributed testing, probing system responses through thousands of minor transactions. The digital equivalent of testing fences for weaknesses before attempting breach. Predators operating at Chimera's level don't hide their presence, they disguise their nature. Katerina's open interaction with regulatory officials didn't indicate operational security failure, but strategic confidence. The most effective cover isn't invisibility, but legitimate visibility. The wolf in shepherd's clothing, rather than wolf in hiding.